Hello, theater lovers, and welcome to Domino's Theater Talk. I'm your host, Douglas Connors. Theater Talk is an initiative from Domino Theater to provide our subscribers, as well as the broader theater loving community, with an opportunity to become more familiar with our season's productions, our volunteers, and keep you up to date with the most recent news from Domino and the broader theater scene. We are so glad that you have decided to join us for our first episode since our hiatus. Today, we have for you an interview with director Rachael McDonald, who has taken the helm of Domino Theater's upcoming production of the Tony, Oscar, and Emmy Award-winning American classic, The Trip to Bountiful, written by Horton Foote and presented by permission of Dramatic Play Service Incorporated. So please, treat yourself to a little snack and cozy up by our fire to learn more about directing a beloved classic. Hello, Rachael. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for having me on.
It's so lovely to have you. Now, we are familiar with each other because we've had a chance to work together a bit before.
Yes.
Yes, so this is fun. And you, for Domino, have directed previously To Kill a Mockingbird, which was a big success for us. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about that experience and how that classic differs from this one for you as a director.
All right. That's a great question. Thanks for asking. So I enjoy working with classics in the sense that I like to look at them from a modern lens and recognize some storylines that are consistent throughout periods of time. So when when doing To Kill a Mockingbird, I really was hoping that we could challenge the audiences to reflect on their role as bystanders when looking at the impact of racism and oppression in society. And with this one, I'm really hoping that we can connect audiences with their memories. Really thinking about how we all are haunted by memories that sometimes bring us joy, that sometimes bring us pain, and the realization that we can never go back in the past because as humans, we're ever changing. So I think that's why I'm drawn to pieces of theater that have really been around for decades and have had multiple approaches to them, but where I really want to focus on the human aspect and relationships. And that's the consistency that I see in all of them, is really focusing on the interconnectedness we have and the commonalities that we have as human beings, and then recognizing the importance to have every individual, whether it be on stage or in person, feel valued, seen, and heard.
Hmm, interesting. Now, with this one
Mhm.
specifically, we're not dealing with racism, but we are dealing with issues related to age.
Yeah.
So we have our lead character, Carrie Watts, and she's living with her daughter-in-law, who doesn't seem to quite like her very much,
No.
and her son, who doesn't really seem to stand up for her. And she's basically in an unhappy home. And this play is asking the question, can you go back home again?
That's correct. Yeah, so it does deal with ageism, definitely. And it also deals with other issues that you can see prevalent in the relationships among Carrie Watts and her son and his relationship with Jessie May, who is the daughter-in-law as well, played by Anne Marie Bergman. Sandy Kahn plays Carrie Watts and does an excellent job. She is on stage the whole time of this show.
Mhm.
And the story kind of unfolds around her. So even it's constant movement, it's no intermission, and it runs all the way through where the cast and crew have done a delightful job in having Carrie May be the protagonist, which I love, having an actor play a really meaty and hearty role, representing generations representing age groups that aren't often portrayed or availed the same opportunities as younger actors on the stage. And it really showcases and highlights Sandy Kahn's incredible talent.
Mhm. Now, this is a role made for this because, for example, The Trip to Bountiful was turned into a movie in 1984, and Geraldine Page won the Oscar. And Broadway revival in 2013 had Cicely Tyson winning a Tony and an Emmy when they made the made-for-TV movie of it. So, What is it about this role that you think would appeal to an actress?
It's the nuances. It's the idea that Carrie, sorry, speaks throughout the whole show. These huge connections to memories, past, present, and the emotional um, roller coaster that she rides through each speech is just an amazing opportunity to play as an actor, to really shape everything that you're saying and avail space in the silence of the long pieces to let the audience in to make their own connections and relations to what Carrie is saying then in the show. It's an amazing opportunity to really play with delivery and nuances and really grip the audience, that every audience member, despite their own lived experiences, can connect to Carrie in this role.
Now, to direct such a role, I know actors make choices. That's why we you know, give them roles. But how much of this did you have a specific vision that you were going for something emotionally, and how much leeway did your actors have to play?
I'm a director, but I am also an actor. So in recognition of that, I work alongside the actors by asking questions and working together to shape the narrative. So uh, in the sense that when I work on a show, I think of it almost as the shaping of the show through the blocking, ensuring the visual stimulation is there, and then working alongside the characters, character creation with the actors, who then can bring their ideas in, and we work together to deal with aspects of the script where we're wondering what the motivations are and work on that together. But then I really put trust and faith, and I just am fully engaged in working as a collaborative in my work. So direction wise, I help support and guide. I help look at the staging to ensure that visually we've got what we needed highlighted. But in terms of both the actors and my amazing and incredible crew, lighting, sound, set design, um, I highly believe in working alongside a team. And
Mhm.
regardless of the contributions in it, we are an ensemble. So that's how I work as a director. Um, we work collaboratively.
Now, for the actors that are in more supporting roles, when you have a play like this where the lead is has basically been given something very meaty and a role that is has a potential to be a tour de force, how does that balanced with the supporting actors?
You'll see when you come to Bountiful that the supporting actors, we have created a choir so we have many of our actors that are the travelers in the show.
Mhm.
They are actually highlighted, and the beauty that they bring to the stage within all of our transitions, because it's an ever moving show,
Mhm.
brings such a rich value and contribution that, yes, they're supporting in terms of lines, but in terms of impact, they help create such a masterpiece of beauty.
All right. Now, I've seen the set, very beautifully constructed. It seems, though, a little sparse in a way. Now, I'm guessing that was a conscious decision. What was behind that?
So that was working alongside a set director, a set designer, Grant Buckler.
Mhm.
What we have is, I'm not quite sure when you've seen the set, because uh, all of the set pieces, when you might have seen it, it's for one of our scenes.
Okay.
So all of the set pieces are multi-purpose set pieces
Oh, nice.
that change within each of the scenes. So whatever, there's 7 scenes within the show. So whatever scene you saw might be representative of one part of her journey, but the pieces are ever moving to actually create one, two, three, uh, four locations, and then there is a reveal that I'm not going to disclose in this podcast for the
Ah,
last.
Yeah, I believe when I saw it, it was the scene where there was just the suitcase in the front and basically two tree stumps and the house.
Oh, yeah. Well, you'll have to come and see it to see all of the magic and beauty
Yeah.
within it. I do have to say, though, too, that we worked really well as a creative team of designers. So we've got amazing sound design by Michael Gorgon,
Mhm.
light design by David L. Smith, Grant Buckler set design, and of course the set painting, which people will notice with the house by Kyla Todd, and then costume design by Krista. It really brings a beauty and a richness. And what's going to take up the space is the people that help make the magic.
Oh, that's wonderful. I like that. 'Cause a moving play is a very interesting challenge 'cause
It is,
normally
and it's something that
normally
needs
you
to be
get
rehearsed.
yeah,
So we actually had rehearsals strictly based on the transitions.
really?
Yeah, it's very important that we keep people in the magic of the flow.
I like that very much. Um, Rachel, if you were to tell our listeners and our viewers why it is they should come and see this play, what would be your pitch?
It brings the beauty of humanity to the forefront.
Just very simple.
It's
Yeah.
it is a beautiful um, presentation of humanity and connection that I think we all need in a very dark January.
And should people bring handkerchiefs and
I
Kleenex?
would recommend it.
I know I needed them for To Kill a Mockingbird, that's for sure. You have an ability to get to the heart, the emotional center of a play, which is, very, very remarkable, and audiences very much enjoy based on the feedback we got from To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh, well, thank you, Douglas.
Yes. All right. Well, we know that, you have some things to do, so we'd like to thank you so much for stopping in with us today.
No problem, and thank you very much, and really appreciate the time.
All right. Thank you so much, Rachel.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, theater lovers, we hope that you've enjoyed this episode of Theater Talk and our conversation with Rachael McDonald as much as we've enjoyed preparing and presenting it to you. The trip to Bountiful will be on the Domino Stage Thursdays through Saturdays from January 18th until February 2nd at 7:30 p.m., with our closing matinee on Saturday, February 3rd at 2 p.m. Tickets are $20 for adults, $10 for seniors, and $10 for students, and you may get yours at the Grand Theatre box office or online at kingstongrand.ca. You may also get tickets at the Domino Theatre box office just prior to showtime, pending availability. And if you're downtown, you might see our window display for the trip to Bountiful at the Novel Idea bookstore on Princess Street. Assisted hearing devices and barrier-free seating are available so everyone can enjoy a Domino production. And if you haven't visited us for a while, we've recently invested in upgrading our sound quality. Come hear for yourself how much better we sound. I think you will be quite delighted. Before we end our episode, we have a few announcements. If you happen to be looking for the perfect gift for that person who has everything, Domino Theatre has got you covered with our Domino 4-pack. Our 4 remaining plays this season: Horton Foote's The Trip to Bountiful, January 18th to February 3rd, William Shakespeare's As You Like It, March 7th through 23rd, 10 Lost Years by Cedric Smith, George Luscombe, and Jack Winter, from April 25th to May 11th, and Neil Simon's Brighton Beach Memoirs from June 6th through 22nd, all for the low price of $64 plus the Grand Theatre fees. That's a savings of $16. The package is available until February 2nd for purchase by phone or in person at the Grand Theatre box office. This deal is not available online. The Domino 4-pack is a great bargain and a wonderful opportunity if your New Year's resolution was to get a little more live performance in your cultural diet. Rehearsals are in progress for As You Like It, directed by Peter Aston, and a cast has been selected for 10 Lost Years, directed by Martha Bailey. If you are seeking an opportunity to be on the Domino stage, keep your ear to the ground as auditions for Brighton Beach Memoirs are forthcoming. Finally, Domino Theater's new play reading committee has an event scheduled for January 30th at 7:30 p.m. All are welcome to attend a reading of St. George and the Dragons by Mary Alice Downey. The intent of this reading is for an audience to hear the play and provide feedback to its author. Described as a play for the young and the young at heart, an evening with St. George and the Dragons and Mary Alice Downey will bring a smile to many faces. Admission is free and refreshments will be provided. For Domino Theater's Theater Talk, I'm Douglas Connors, thanking you for the gift of your attention. We hope that you will join us again for future episodes. You can get more information about our entire season at dominotheater.com. Theater Talk is a Domino Theater initiative produced by True North Eager Beaver Media Incorporated, and music is made available to us by Paul Atkinson.